Hello and welcome back to the study guide Trigonometry. So now we are on question number 15, and it asked that cos theta equals negative 0.574. And we have this. If pi is less than theta and is less than 3 pi over 2. And it should be less than. Okay, so it wants the approximate value of sine theta. So in order to solve this, we need to use the Pythagorean identity. So there's three formulas you need to know. So the first one is cos squared theta plus sine squared theta equals 1. The second one is cos squared theta equals 1 minus sine squared theta. And the third one is sine squared theta equals 1 minus cos squared theta. So we want sine. So we want the sine squared theta. I mean the sine theta. So we just use this formula because we want sine theta. So sine squared theta equals 1 minus cos squared theta. And so we would just simplify this with our calculator. And we get 0.67. We just take the square root and we get sine theta equals 0.67 square root of that equals 0.82. And that is how you do it. For the next, oh wait, that's not it. So we need to look at this part. And I also forgot something. Remember that when you take the square root, there is a plus or minus, right? Because when you take the square root, for example, like negative 0.82 times negative 0.82 equals 0.67, but also 0.82 times 0.82 equals 0.67. So it would be plus or minus. So in order to find whether it's plus or minus, we look at this. And so we're going to look at the unit circle. So here we have the unit circle. And we have quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4. And here, all is positive because we have the acronym All Students Take Calculus. So this all for all students take calculus, the A. Sign is positive here. Students and all students take calculus. Cosine is positive here. For the C and all students take calculus. Oh my god, that is not right. I meant tangent is positive. I don't know why I said cosine. Tangent is positive in quadrant 3. And in quadrant 4, cosine is positive for the C and all students take calculus. So in the unit circle, we start with 0 radians. We start with 0 radians here. Here we have pi over 2 radians. Here we have pi radians, 3 pi over 2 radians, and 2 pi. And if we look at this, we want between pi and 3 pi over 2. And so this would be quadrant 3. And this is sine, and sine is negative in quadrant 3. So that means that this would have to be negative. So this would be our final answer, negative 0.82, because sine is negative in quadrant 3. Only tangent is positive in quadrant 3. For the next question, for question 16, we have sine theta equals 0.996 squared pi over 2 less than theta less than pi. So we're solving and we want cosine. So we want cosine. And if we want cosine, we would use the formula. Cos squared theta equals 1 minus sine squared theta. So we just substitute sine. So cos squared theta equals 1 minus 0.996 squared. And then we just calculate this using our calculator. And we get the value of 0.007984. I don't know why I keep doing that. 4. And we take the square root of both sides. And we get cos theta equals 0.089. Now, we need to take a look at this again. So if we look at your unit circle here again, and it's between pi over 2, so right here, so between pi over 2 here, and pi, so like right over here. And so right here, sine is positive, but we were solving for cosine. And that would be negative in quadrant 2. So cosine is negative in quadrant 2. And remember, this is plus or minus, because when we take the square root, it's plus or minus something. So because it's negative in quadrant 2, this value has to be negative, not positive. And so this would be our final answer.